so what is up, you guys? Matt here, and today what we're going to be doing is this new season that I've been planning for a little while now. We're going to be building a splash pad in my dad's backyard. So we got the delivery today, and we're getting ready to unbox it, so let's get right into that. All right, guys, so now we are going to head over and grab this first box. And this isn't gonna be just how to build it. It's also gonna be educational for people who may not know exactly how to build one or even what one is. And that's why I have my dad here, because he's the one who's gonna be building it. And I guess we'll grab the first box, open it up, and then we'll talk about it. So before we open this box, we wanna go into a few different things about splash pads. So through Rain Deck, the company that we bought a lot of stuff from, or he bought a lot of stuff from, but not all of it, is there's two different main types of splash pad kits, and I'm pretty sure one's a standalone and then one's a tie-in kit, right?
Yep.
And there's a few differences about them, because I know the standalone kit's about like $4,000, and then the tie-in's about $2,000.
Right.
So what's the big differences about it, just so if anybody doesn't?
The standalone kit is, it comes with a tank and a filter, because a splash pad is basically a sprinkler system, but it recycles the water. So the standalone, you'd fill a tank with it, it would pump it through the system, and then it'd drain back into it. The tie-in kit is, you can either tie it into a swimming pool, typically an in-ground, and then you can tie it into a lake or a pond as well.
So can you tie them into like any like above ground or in ground ones, or can you?
You can tie it into an above ground. The problem is your water drains level with the ground. So what it does is it uses the water in the pool. But when it drains in, you have to figure out how to get that drain back into the pool. So you could hook a sump pump up to it and get it to cycle back through. But typically in-ground pools, lakes, ponds, things like that.
Okay. So, I mean, that's not too bad. And there's a few other things that we want to get into, but as we open up the packages, we'll get into more. So do you want to open this first, since it is yours?
Why don't you? And then maybe you can try and figure out what's in the boxes.
All right, let me try doing this without cutting my hand open. Is there anything that I should be careful opening?
I'd be careful. Some things are painted, so we don't want to cut any of the paint.
All right. Let's put that down there. So we got the first thing that we're going to be opening up, which is, what is this? Isn't it the above ground thing that the posts stick into, that the water comes up, or?
Yeah, well, the thing with splash pads is they could be as simple as sprinkler systems just pumping out, but we decided to go the next level and get some fixtures, and everyone's seen them. You got your mushroom fixtures. Mm-hmm. We got one of those. Dumping buckets, where you got the buckets that fill up with water and they splash.
Are we going to be opening those up too? Did you get them already?
They're in here.
Okay, sweet. So stay tuned for that.
And then we also have a fire hydrant fixture that's part of it too. So we'll be opening that shortly. What this is, this is the part that goes in the fixtures. It goes flush to the ground, and your fixtures bolt on top. It looks to me pretty much like basic plumbing pipe. You got a T, piece of pipe, and a cap. And then you have a bushing for your 1.5-inch PVC pipe. And then there's a flange on the top, which you bolt it into, it looks like. And that's pretty simple.
So how does the water actually flow up through the things that you have that you mount to it? So how does that work?
Well, there's a few things that we're going to be getting into.
Is that also going to be coming in, or should we wait on that?
Well, there's manifolds, which you can buy as a kit through Rain Deck. You can buy them separately, or they can come in the kit. What I chose to do is make our own. So we'll actually...
Yeah, that is going to be also an upcoming video. So that'll probably be... Are we going to do that next time?
We're going to make a manifold and show you the parts that go into that. We're going to make another manifold for the big fixtures. And then we're going to show you how to make one of the fixtures we're going to be putting in the ground too, which will be pretty cool.
Okay.
And
so
what we got? Grab something out of there.
If I can't even see, I'm going to do a step ladder. So what are all these?
Which we probably won't open them now, but these are parts to the dumping bucket. Your buckets will hang on to the side of this.
Oh, okay. And then
we'll show some pictures.
Pictures will be on the screen, which you should be seeing them about now. All right, so we got everything out of the box because it'd be a lot easier just to kind of see it. We're not going to open all these right now because this is going to get all assembled in a later video, but I'll have a picture on the screen and then we'll kind of highlight what we're talking about so you get an idea.
Right, these are all the parts for the dumping buckets. This is the T part of it, the very top. These are the parts, like I said, that hold the buckets. Then these are actually the buckets themselves. They're made pretty solid from what I can tell.
Yeah, without actually opening them at this time.
Right, because I went with this company because they seem to be making a pretty good product, and for the cost too, it's pretty cheap.
So what are these now?
All right, what we have left here are the actual nozzles. These will go in the ground, flush. Most kits range from 6 to 10 to 12 to 16 nozzles. We got the 12 nozzle system, but we did get some extra nozzles for something else that we're going to show you in another video. These house the nozzles, and these are the actual spraying part of the nozzle. It came with a nozzle tool to tighten it. But the one thing I liked about Rain Deck's nozzles is they have a variety of styles. They have like a shower nozzle, a little bubbler is what they call that one, I believe. There's an adjustable nozzle where you can change the direction of flow.
How do you do that though? Is it just you move the little head in it?
I don't know yet. Yeah, you just move that nozzle.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. Adjustables. These are made pretty solid, almost. It's like a Delrin material, if anyone knows what that is. But yeah, just the variety of nozzles that we're gonna have on the splash pad, do different things. And the nice thing about these too is you can change them out at any time, where I was gonna go with a cheaper brass nozzle, but those you can't change out as well. So that's why I went with these, and I think they look a lot nicer.
Alrighty, so should we grab another box?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
This one seems to be the biggest box, but it feels like the lightest. This would be the top side.
Brandon, do you want to come over here?
Be careful with it. I already know what this one is. All right. Let's see how well this is packed.
What is this?
That's pretty well packed. This would be the top canopy of the mushroom.
Nothing looks wrong with it, which is good.
Right. And again, I don't think I want to take it out of the foam until
I say we wait to take all this out once we build it, because we're gonna do a video on it later in the season. So
yeah, you just have to tune into the next video.
Yeah, if you want to see exactly what this splash pad is gonna look like, stick around and you'll be able to see it.
This one I'm gonna need your help.
All right, want me to pull the box or?
Yep, pull the box.
So what is this one? Is that for the canopy, or is that the mushroom?
This is the tallest one. So this one, I believe, is for the dumping buckets, but I could be wrong. I can't. No, this would probably be the mushroom because it's taller.
Right.
Let's see if I can take a look at the base of this, though. This is definitely
a base.
This is definitely packaged really well. And one thing I forgot to mention was the nice thing with Rain Deck too, when you order anything, your fixtures, they have tons of fixtures that you can get. I only ordered the 3, but if you have a certain color scheme you want at your house or whatever, you can order every part a different color. So, and they'll paint it for every order without an additional charge.
Oh, so no additional charge. That's actually not bad.
All right, so this looks to be the base, which again, it looks like just standard PVC material if you look down there with the a flange, which it looks metal, but I believe it's Schedule 80 PVC.
And these will get bolted to the original thing that we opened, right?
Yeah.
Those slide into the ground.
The base that gets mounted into the ground, it'll be in concrete, and then you'll pour your concrete. A professional will do it, unless you know what you're doing. But yeah, then when all your concrete's in, then you can start putting your bases in, or your fixtures in.
Does the water flow directly right up through here,
Yes.
or does it have like a little passage line that it goes up through?
So the base had your plumbing port. Let me grab that real quick. So this will get 1.5 inch PVC plumbing coming in from your source. And then this will be flush into the ground. And then this cover will come off. You take that off.
Oh, so that's a cover that comes off.
Right, and you'll use that to winterize everything. So in the winter, when you put your fixtures away, you cover these back up when you add your antifreeze or whatever. But so then you'll just mount this onto the base.
So this would ideally go like this with the cover off.
Yep, exactly. So what you're doing, what it looks like, I wasn't sure how this worked. So you're gonna get your 1.5 inch pipe coming in, and then it looks like it's gonna fill 4 inches of pipe all the way up through. I believe that's 4. Let me get my tape measure. Yeah, it's 4-inch PVC. It looks like standard Schedule 40, and it goes all the way up top. So I'm assuming when we put the canopy of the mushroom on, it'll flow over the top of it is what it'll do.
Right. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. I do like the color though. They went with a nice orange.
Yeah, an orange bait or orange. It's been a while since I ordered it, but orange base, purple canopy is what we did. All right. So
Same style packaging.
Yeah,
Looks really good.
I don't think we need to open up the bottom because it's going to look identical to the other base we were just looking at. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to check, make sure it was damaged. This one's a light blue, and then what were the color of the buckets?
I saw one was red, and I think the other one was green.
Green and orange, probably.
Green and orange, most likely.
All right, this one's going to be fun.
This thing is, they package their stuff actually really good.
Let's get this on the table. This would be a fire hydrant, which is a pretty simple unit, but the thing I liked about it and the reason why I got it is because it squirts out 4 directions. It squirts out off each side, straight off the front, and then out of the top as well. The construction of it's really solid as well. Kind of like it. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but I can see a flange up top. Looks like a cap with a large piece of pipe. They probably did some fiberglass work, and then all their stuff is painted with a UV resistant automotive paint. I know that.
So how many more boxes do we have to open up? Because we should be done with rain decks now.
Yeah, this is it for rain deck. Like I said, I've been trying to do this on a budget. I'm pretty handy, so what I did is instead of buying everything through Rain Deck as a kit, I bought the essentials from Rain Deck that I wanted, and then the other stuff I got elsewhere where I could find some better pricing, and we'll go over that in just a second. All right, let's just open this up. What do we got here? All right, set this box to the side. That's a little heavy. All right. Set that on top of there.
It's kind of like Christmas.
Now this is an important piece that you're gonna need, which is pretty basic. It's bigger than I thought, but this would be the drain. So again, this would sit flush to your concrete. And it looks like...
Is it screwed in there?
That might be screwed in. No, just friction fit. So it's a big basin. I believe it's 16 inches all the way around. Yeah, 16 inch box drain. And then the depth on this is about 14 inches, but for water capacity, you're about 12 inches. Has 4-inch drain outlets. In the box, there's a cap that'll go on there that'll help you seal up your plumbing.
So does this just go like in the middle of it, and then it like the concrete kind of slopes in a very small way?
Yep. Your concrete will taper right into the drain. You'll have a pitch. Typically, it's a 1/4 inch a foot is standard. If it's a little bit more, that's fine, but you don't want it to be too slanted where the kids that'll be on it are gonna trip and feel like they're running downhill. But it's important to have the drain. It'll catch your water. These will pipe into your pool and return the water to the pool, which then will get filtered through your pool filter and back into your fixtures and then back into the drain. And that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you do the standalone kit. But we're gonna tie it into our in-ground pool, and that's what we're gonna do. So this is the cover for that. Pretty heavy duty, but again, like I said, you can get this right through Rain Deck. I'm not sure how much money I saved at the moment. It might be $25 to $50 buying it separately. So not a lot, but every little bit adds up, especially when you're doing a project this big. This is another Rain Deck product. When you have your nozzles, you can either have them all on all the time, but that gets kind of boring. So it's cool when one turns on, another one turns on, this one turns off. And the way to do that was with a controller. I was gonna build a controller. Some people are savvy and know coding and can build that stuff. I had a budget for about $500. The Rain Deck controller is about $1,200, which is pretty pricey. I figured if the regular homemade controller I built didn't work, then I'd buy one. But then I got on eBay and actually found one. So, which is an actual Rain Deck controller. This did not come from Rain Deck. It came from someone on eBay, so I don't even know if it works. But it looks in good shape. With the Rain Deck controllers, which you'll see with the manifold that goes with it, there's solenoid valves. They get tied in, wired into the unit. They come in here, you take the cover off and you hook them up accordingly. There's 4 different programs on it, so I'm not sure what the programs are, but you push A for one program, B for the next, C for the next, and D I think is all on, so everything's on at once.
So I'm not sure if you said, but how many separate nozzles could you control throughout this one? So
you need your valve assembly, which we're gonna build. In the next video, actually, we were gonna buy that, but we could save actually about $500 building our own. But each valve, I think we're doing, maybe it's 4 solenoids. I don't know, I can't remember. But anyways, as far as the nozzles go, you can tie in 2 to 3 different nozzles on each solenoid. So, and you set them on opposite ends of the splash pad. So when one kicks on, it's kicking on over here, while these ones are off or doing their thing. So, so you can run up to 3 to 4 different nozzles off one solenoid, which we'll get into that in the next video.
Okay.
And like I said, this is on eBay. I think I paid $500 or $600, which was right around my budget anyways for building one.
So now let's get into the last box, which, do you want me to open it? Or
you can open that, yeah.
You want to open it? All right. So there's a bunch of packages in here. Oh, so lights. Are they all the same exact lights or are they different ones?
Yes, these lights are actually RGB controlled lights. Again, Rain Deck does sell them at a premium price. With rain deck, these things cost about 120, 125 bucks a piece.
And wasn't the thing is you could only buy like 4 of them for like $560 too?
Yeah, you can buy them in kits. They got a 4-piece kit, 6-piece kit, 8-piece kit, 12-piece kit. I wanted 12 and I didn't want to spend that kind of money, so I got searching online. Then I did find another website that sold them for about 60 bucks.
I'm pretty sure it was super bright LEDs.
Super bright LEDs, yeah. So they have pretty much the identical ones as Rain Deck for half the price of what Rain Deck has without the Rain Deck logo on them. I mean, that is a pretty good price from what I found. These ones were sourced right from China. I got on Alibaba, did a ton of research, found something I liked that, and I only paid $27 a piece, which is way cheaper than anything else. And it's a nice solid stainless steel body. Comes with housing.
So do these sit just right in the ground, or how are you going to set them up specifically?
Well, when we build the splash pad, when we do all the layout for the plumbing and everything, what we're going to do is sink 3-inch PVC, I think. We're going to set it in the ground. We're going to run our wires, leave about 1.5 feet of wire. So when we do the cement, you'll still have the holes in the concrete for these. Then we'll come back later, wire everything up, drop them in. The difference between these lights versus the ones that Rain Deck offers is theirs, you put in the ground, you have a remote, you have to go up to each individual light, turn them on, select the color you want, whatever. What I did is these ones will all get wired to a controller in the pool room, and you can control it with an app, a remote control, whatever, we have that. So if you wanted to set up a bunch where you had a 4th of July party and you wanted some of them red, some of them white, and some of them blue, you can set that up and have them just steady on. You can set up random colors. You can also set up patterns. So, and that way you don't have to go to each individual light with a remote.
So these type of lights that are like in the ground, are these ones like waterproof, or do you need to do anything for like winter with them? Or
no, they're waterproof. You can leave them outside in the winter. What I'm probably going to do when I install them is put a bead of silicone around the flange and then seal it down. So that way it creates a gasket. No water is getting down in between. But you take the precautions. You use waterproof wiring, waterproof wire nuts and everything to put it together. Seal it up the best you can, and hopefully it lasts. I mean, that's the other part. It's from China, so you don't know how long it's going to last.
Right.
So a lot of times what they say, you get what you pay for, right? So,
Yep.
So we'll see.
So we're definitely gonna be doing more videos. Ideally, they're probably gonna be about a week apart. Not too sure what days.
It could be a couple weeks apart. I mean, it just depending on how the weather holds out and how quick the project goes along. But,
Right.
But yeah, these are the main components that you'd want for your splash pad: fixtures, nozzles. A drain, it's important. Lighting, if you want the lighting, that's always optional. The thing is that doesn't come with it, the kits or anything at all, is your PVC piping, which you can source at any local plumbing supply, big box store, whatever. And then you just assemble it, which we'll get to that later on.
In the next episode, we're probably going to end up going over the entire layout, and we'll have pictures on the screen to show you exactly what's being added, what's brand new, and how it's going to work.
The measurements,
and all the measurements
locations
of what
of the
he's going to be doing.
nozzles, the lighting, the drain. We'll get into the specifics of that stuff.
Yeah, there's not real much time left in this video. We're going to kind of have to come to a close. But if you guys did enjoy this type of video, feel free to wait and watch the next one. Hit the notification bell to be alerted, or save this playlist, and whenever the next video comes, it's going to get put right back into the playlist. So anything else that you want to say?
I don't think so. I'm sure if whatever we forget now will be in the next video.
Right. All right. Well, hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for staying by, and see you guys later. Peace.